Hey guys, welcome back. So in this part we're going to go ahead and finish this piece off. So I'm just going to get the reference up and show you guys. So we're going to go ahead and make this sort of inner sort of part for him. So just a couple of cylinders really. So let's go ahead and probably start off with here. So just select this and let's go ahead and make this live. So just go to modify, make live, and then we're going to go ahead and just grab a cylinder and drag in the center of this ish. And you want to make this fairly small. And then we're going to go ahead and drag this up all the way to the top. Okay, like so. And that's done. And let's go ahead and just quickly go ahead and go into our top view. And select all these faces and then extrude, give it an offset so this will keep its shape and we smooth it. It's not really necessary, and again we could just go ahead and delete them faces if you wanted to, and gonna give it that loop on the top and loop on the bottom. Okay, and then to get rid of these long faces we're just gonna go ahead and give it some extra loops, probably like 6 maybe. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, so let's come out of isolate. Let's go ahead and smooth this. And I'm just going to go ahead and to make sure that this sits inside, I'm just going to grab these bottom verts and move this in. And go ahead and make this not live. Oops. Okay, so that's the sort of innermost part of this. And we might have to go ahead and move this out a bit so it doesn't collide with this inner piece too much, but we're just gonna have to see how we get on. So let's go ahead and probably just make a cylinder out here and then we'll snap it. So let's go ahead and just grab one roughly the right size and drag it up roughly there, and then just use our move tool and go ahead and snap it to this vert. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up and go into a front view. We want to leave a little gap here, and let's go ahead and scale this down. Go ahead and move this down a bit more, and then again scale it down. Roughly around there should do. Okay. We might have to move this piece out a little bit more, but we're just going to have to see how we get on with this. So I'm just going to go back into a front view, make sure that this is at the right place and roughly the right height. Let's just grab this loop here and just drag it. Actually no, let's go ahead and insert a loop in the middle here, and let's go ahead and reset this. Oops. So insert edge loop tool, reset. Let's go ahead and add one in the middle. Rough, and let's go ahead and scale this one out so we give it a sort of rounded shape. Okay, and let's go ahead and select all these faces. Okay, oops. Let's go ahead and extrude this and give it an offset. Oops. Go into my extrude, offset, and I'm just trying to see how I've done this, and I think we just drag this in a tiny bit. Okay, and go ahead and extrude this again, and we're going to go ahead and drag this up quite a bit. So let me just have a look in our front view where we are at. Okay, so we'll probably drag it up to around here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and extrude this one more time and then give it an offset, and this time we're going out with, okay, probably 2 or minus 0.3, that should do. Let's go ahead and extrude this again, drag it up, and again I'm going to go into my front view and probably that's roughly the right size. And now we can just go ahead and adjust this a little bit. I'm just going to grab those on the bottom and drag them up a bit, and drag this in the middle up a bit as well, and probably scale it out a bit more, something like that. Okay, so that is it really. That's our main shape. And now we just got to go ahead and we'll probably actually cut a hole in this here just to give it some extra detail in case. So let's just select all these again, and we actually got to add in that loop in here anyway. So let's go ahead and give this an offset first, then go ahead and extrude this again, offset down, probably around there. Probably around there, then extrude again, go back to offset to give it that supporting edge again. Okay, and now extrude and move this down a bit, and I'm going to turn on X-ray so I see what I'm doing. Okay, so that will give us that loop in there. Extrude again, push this in just a bit, extrude again, push this down again to give us that bottom loop, and then extrude one more time and give it an offset around there. Okay, so this will smooth properly. And let's go ahead and come out of X-ray, insert edge loop tool. I'm going to add one in the middle here, and then we're going to have to add one there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add in all these loops here. So this will keep its shape. Okay, and again we're going to have to split these long faces up. So let's go ahead and add one here, and I want this to be super tight. So I'm going to add a couple in here as well. Like so. And I think we're only going to add one here. We'll have a look, see how it moves. We might add, we might take that away if I want it super smooth, we'll see. And again, we could cut a hole in here as well. Let's just select all these faces. Go to extrude, now offset this, then extrude it again. You can hit G to repeat the last one. I always forget to do it. Okay, like so. Extrude one more time, offset to give us that loop, and then extrude, turn on X-ray so we see what we're doing. Go ahead and push this up in a little bit to give us that loop. Extrude again all the way up. And if you wanted to, you can cut this all the way and then bridge them two faces together. But I think it's kind of pointless, so just going to extrude it this far. Okay, extrude one more time, drag it up to give us that loop, and then extrude one more time and offset to give us that inner loop. Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's go ahead and split these long faces up quick. So multiple edge loops, we'll probably need like 3 here, and then probably like 6 there. Okay, and we'll probably add one here and there. Let's just go ahead and see how this is going to smooth. We might get rid of that front loop. Let's just turn off wireframe. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Let me just have a look here. That should be fine. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, so you can see that little hole that we cut in there. It looks pretty cool. And that looks okay as well. Looks a little bit soft, so I'm just going to go ahead and add another one there, and also let's go ahead and reset this, the insert edge loop, and going to add one more on the bottom here, and hopefully that might smooth this corner a little bit better. Let's go and smooth. Oh, didn't really do too much, but that should be fine. Okay, so there we go. Looks pretty good. We might go ahead and move this up just a bit. So let's go ahead and grab this and hit up arrow to select it, and then just move this up so it's a little bit inside that flap. Then I'm going to select them verts and push them up in, and then smooth that as well. Okay, so something like that. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and name everything and duplicate it over. So it's just body, back, susp, small, sill, and then body, back, susp, main, sill. Okay. Right, so now we can sort of group these two together, I guess, and then this body, back, susp, main. Group these three together, body, back, susp, left, and let's go ahead and duplicate this over. We can scale this in x-1 to get that over there. Okay, and there we go. So let's go ahead and shove these back into our body group like so. And we can probably go ahead and name all, save all these as body back. Or we can just actually shove it into the body group. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done. Okay, so let's just go ahead and before we go ahead and wrap this up, now that everything's done, we can go ahead and have a look on our mesh again. Such as this piece. As you can tell, we get these super long faces here, and same here. We can go ahead and clean them up real quick before we go ahead and finish this part off. So let's just go ahead into edit mesh, and then go into insert edge loop, multiple edge loops again, and we'll probably add like 3 in here. Okay, and we'll probably add 2 there and there. Can go ahead and add 1 there, add 1 there, just to keep these faces roughly the same size. As you can tell, these are pretty long, so we could go ahead and add a couple here as well, and hopefully it don't mess anything up. Okay, same on around here. Let me just get rid of the outliner. So we could add 1 down here as well. Same on these two, to sort of make these faces roughly the same size. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that with this panel as well. So insert edge loop, and if I unsmooth it, you can see these are super long. So let's just go ahead and add in a couple here, 1 across as well, 1 there and 1 across. Same here, and there, and there. Okay, and we can go ahead and do the same thing with these ones as well. So if I smooth all these, as you can tell, they're not very nice. So let's go ahead and add a couple there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 3 there, 3 there, same with this. And again, you want to try to keep these sort of squares. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 there and probably 3 across. And again, you don't really have to, it's not a must, it will just smooth better, and your mesh will look better as well. So I'm going to add 2 on that and 2 on that, and then the same with this and this, and 2 there, 2 there. Okay, and then let's just do the ones. So I'll need 1 here, Probably one there, or we could probably do two there instead. Okay, and we'll do two on this, two on that. Could probably do three actually, but should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and add one on here, one across, one across. That should be pretty much fine. Okay, so the last thing that you can do with this part of the mesh that we haven't exactly finished properly. All I did on the final one is I just grabbed this bottom loop, okay, and I just dragged it down a bit more and pulled it in a bit, and also with the neck. Alright, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and rotate this body around how it was. That might help. So I think it was that one. Gonna have to go ahead and rotate this 0 to rotate it around, and same with this one. Let's go ahead and rotate that 180. I think. Oh no, we didn't rotate that one. That should be 0. I think. Hang on. Let me just have a look what's going on here. That should be there. And this, sorry, this should be 0. And let me just have a look. I'm a bit confused. So that should be there. This should be rotated 180. Okay, there we go. So that should be all good. I'm just going to front and alright. So this is fine, we just gotta flip it completely. So that's the front. So let's go ahead and 0 this. And actually, I think I already done this. Let me just go into a front view and turn everything on. And this way will be sort of easier to see how we rotated things. Okay. So that is fine, and these are fine. It seems like this is getting a bit confusing of what's rotated and what's not. So these are fine. The body and the threads and everything else is fine. It's just this that needs rotating. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and I think we gonna have to rotate this whole thing. That's why it's confusing. It's not just the it's not just these two pieces. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and 0 that out. Okay, there we go. Got there at the end, so it's all good now. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, we can go ahead and do the same thing on this hand and all the other bits as well that you see that are not split up properly. And after that, I'm not going to go ahead and do all that with you guys. I don't want to spend extra time on that. You guys know what we're doing. And after you've done all that, I'm not going to do this part with you guys either. We can go ahead and select this mesh, and just to make sure that that we haven't missed anything, we can go ahead and select the whole thing, and we most likely have like a couple of angons and stuff. You can go ahead and go to cleanup, select matching polygons and faces with more than 4 sides, and then hit cleanup. Okay, and this will go ahead and select the bits that are angons. Okay, so then you can go ahead and isolate and just see what are the faces that are we didn't do properly. Okay, so there's only a couple of them. So for example, these 2 faces are only freaking out because I actually deleted the back side on these. Okay, so you probably don't have that, but let's say for example this 2. Okay, so this is on the arm here. You can go ahead and isolate that, and have a look. Okay, so there are just these two edge loops that didn't go all the way around. What you could do, you could just go ahead and merge them verts with the merge vertex tool. You could just snap these up in there, okay, and then delete that. Okay, so that should be fine. So again, you can go around and play around with this and make sure that everything is nice and clean and there are no n-gons, or you can leave it as it is and it will still be fine. As long as it smooths properly when we go ahead and render him, it will be all good, okay? Last thing that I'm going to go ahead and add is you can go ahead and just make a really quick turntable for him if you wanted to. You can go ahead and group this whole thing together. You can call it Wally Final, or just call it Wally Mesh. Okay, and you could go ahead and just make a big cylinder, and you can make this however you want really. So I'm just going to make it like that, drag it up. Okay, and let's go ahead and give it some extra subdivs just so it will be smoother. And go into a front view, and let's go ahead and add a couple of loops to this as well so it will smooth properly. Cool. Let's go ahead and reset that tool. So I'm just gonna add one there, and add one there, add one in the middle-ish. Or actually that would be fine if we leave that quite smooth. And then select all these, extrude that, give an offset, like so. I'm just going to give it another offset as well, halfway-ish, around there. Okay, so that's our turntable. You can go ahead and smooth that. You can go ahead and slide this under him. In the front view, you can go ahead and make sure that he sits on it quite nicely. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and drag this up. Like so. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure that this is in the center somewhat in our top view. Let's just go into our top view, and again we can go ahead and scale this down a bit. Could also go ahead and snap it to the grid like so. Let's scale this down, and again you can give this some extra details if you want it to. Okay, so now that we have the turntable, I'm gonna go ahead and drag that into the group as well. Okay, grab the whole thing, pull him up a little bit so it's not on the grid, or you can turn the grid off as well. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and in here with 48 frames, you can just set a keyframe for this. So you can just press S on frame 1. Okay, and then go to like frame 48 probably, and just rotate him 360 degrees here, and keyframe that. So just go to key selected, and you can go ahead and play this. Okay, so that's probably a bit too fast. We can go ahead and, if it is, you can just go ahead and delete that key and give it, let's say, like 100 frames maybe. Okay, and let's go ahead and go to frame 96 maybe, and go ahead and rotate him again 360, key that. Okay, and then you can go ahead and play this again, and that might be a little bit better. Okay, and then you could go ahead and render this out. How he's rotating, that might still be a bit too fast, so you can always go ahead and slow this down. Okay, so this is the last part for Wally. I really hope you guys enjoy this. This is the render that I've done for him. So this is from the threads, and I use V-Ray. I'm sure you guys can find a tutorial on how to render with V-Ray or Mantle Ray. It shouldn't be too difficult, okay? So I really want to thank you guys for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed this series and you all learned something new. And I also want to take this opportunity to give a massive shout out to Chris Tate at CG Tut for letting me create a series for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank the Tuts Plus website as well for letting me create this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another tutorial series. Thanks for watching and have fun.